Welcome to 94 Feet with Coach JT. We're live and ready to go. Let's do it.
Yo, mic check, 1, 2. Coach JT in the building, what it do? 94 feet, that's the space we own. From baseline to baseline, make it known. Dribble the beat, pass the rhyme. Got that hardwood flow, transcended space and time. Swish, nothing but net. Word to Reggie Miller, these other podcasts, they just fill up.
We elevate, never hate. Dropping knowledge, seal your fate.
94 feet, that's the court, that's the pod. Talking hoops, ain't no facade. 94 feet, hit a bounce, hit a swish. It's that podcast, granting every wish. From the jump ball to the final buzzer. Analyzing plays like a lyrical puzzler.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the episode of 94 Feet with Coach JT. As always, do me a favor, subscribe to the pod. Visit 94feetwithcoachjt.com. We still got the merch going. Got some stuff in the works, man. As you can see, we can get the customized. Got the Sac State, stay applying pressure gear. We'll talk about that more. But today, got a special guest, man. My guest today is Coach Aaron Koff, the head women's basketball coach at Sacramento State right here in Sacramento. He's coming to his second year, maybe third year, coach, overall at Sac State with over 20-plus years of coaching experience, recruiting, building culture, leadership, and vision for the current program of Sac State women's basketball and moving forward. Coach, I know you just got off the plane. Thanks for being here, taking time out your day. How you feeling right now? I know you're a little fatigued, a little jet lag somewhat.
Yeah, I feel good. We're in the midst of just finishing a good recruiting class, so now going out there to find the next group, next batch, to try to keep building this thing.
I've seen that you got some couple of signees coming, going, and we can start right there. Actually, as you know, right, Coach, work ethic, time, hours put in. How many hours do you spend actually going looking for this talent right now? How much does it take of your schedule, man? How busy are you? A lot of people see coaches at events, but they don't know what they got to do to get there or how many they go through within a certain span. Yeah,
it's just a different time we're dealing with right now because we have the transfer portal. You got high school recruiting. I'm an international recruiter. You got to recruit your own team back because like they could be transferring. So it's a time-consuming thing, but it's also worth it because you're trying to build your culture. And as I always tell them when I'm recruiting, the standard is the culture.
Standard is the culture. As you know, right, just as far as the students, the athletes that we're dealing with today's time, the communication is different or the lack thereof, or the outside people. What are some of the things initially like a deal breaker for you if you're meeting a student or a player or a parent, I'll say?
Yeah, kids that, like, all they do is complain. All they do is have excuses. Like, we can get through a lot of stuff, but, the ones that come with the built-in excuses from the start, they struggle when you face a little bit of adversity. And I always tell the recruits, hey, I got an 18-year-old. She's going off to college to play volleyball. Like, I'm used to how important the communication is for her and with her. I think it's also about building their trust. And so you got to be transparent. You got to be honest with them. It doesn't matter if it was 20 years ago or if it's the student-athlete today.
On the flip side, what are some things you're looking for? Like, what will get you to kind of, or get them to stand out, or or on your list, you ever had these lists, on your big board, whatever it is. How can they get their name on there with, like, say, a circle or asterisk, like, oh, we want her, we're looking at her. What are some things that you kind of look for?
Yeah, I really look into the adversity piece. I don't want to see a highlight tape. Mm-hmm. I want to see the highlight tape at the start. Then if I see something I like, hey, send me full game. I want to see what they do and how they react when they struggle. Because that's when everybody's happy during the summer, everybody's happy going into the season. Then when you start dishing out playing time, people start making mistakes and you start holding them accountable. How are they going to react?
Yeah, definitely true. That's something that, again, I harp to a lot of my players. We also realize it's adversity, but it's lessons in this too. But also you got to put your best foot forward, especially when you're trying to get to the next level. That's what coach is looking for. But before let's go back now, Coach, because tell us a little about the ones who may know you. And again, this is Sacramento, so I'm sure people are gonna tap in this episode a lot, man. We're in a time where it's okay to know who your son, daughter is playing for, or just who's ahead in your, heading something in the city we live in. So, you know what I mean, Coach? I've seen you around. We've spoken in the past and moving and passing, stuff like that. But just give us a little bit about background, where you're from. Has always been basketball, coaching. What were you into?
Yeah, so when I finished college, I just wanted to get into coaching. Was fortunate to get a guy, Mike Hayes, to give me the opportunity to coach at a junior college on the men's side in Kansas. But I also was the admissions counselor, dorm director.
JUCO
did
life.
all that, JUCO life. But that's where I would train kids in the middle of the night. I said, hey, I live here. Just knock on my door. Let's go get work in. And we went to the regional tournament for the first time in a long time at that place and kind of built it to when I went away to another junior college, and then Allen County, the JUCO I started at, had a head women's basketball coaching job and assistant AD. And I was like, hey, I'm the man. Let's do it. And so I came back, did that, and that's how I got on the women's side. And then Division I, after winning a national title at Trinity Valley in Texas, I went Arkansas State for 2 years, TCU for 3 years, LSU for 3 years, Penn State for a year, BYU for a year, and then came to Sac State, and it was always a move up. Like not necessarily by what the name was, but a move up and putting me closer to the opportunity to come to Sac State. I had passed up some smaller D1 opportunities, but Mark Orr, Luke Wood, like the support here.
Good people.
Yeah, the support here, and now Bibby on the men's side, got Lonzo Carter. Zoe's great for football. We got the right people in place, and so I planted myself here, and my family likes it here.
That's what's up, man. That's dope. And like I said, the last couple of years, again, the camp has been live, been going up. Good people, good energy. Shout out to Mr. Orr, actually coached his younger nephew, both his nephews in middle school sports, and good family too. So they're good people. Got a chance to interview Dr. Wood too. Shout out to him, man. A couple of years ago, man. We had some good conversations. So, and I will say from the person who's been here, like Sacramento, it's live. Like I said, I mean, it's live. It's something to do. Went to a couple of games, the couple of basketball games, the football. Just the energy is different. How's the campus life? Would you say as far as what I know it's different. You've been in a lot of big places, but also to say you planned yourself here. What are some environment things that you're trying to either improve or maintain that you created yourself through your women's program?
Yeah, it's building. Luke's done a good job trying to build the student life. They got a brand new hall being built on campus.
Okay.
Just trying to create that. You see it at the sporting events, and you also see it in the events that don't involve sports. The activity around campus. What I try to do is and I tell my players at the start of the year, we'll get out in the city, and when we're out there, I want that little girl to have somebody to look up to. Like my daughters, I got young ones, and they look up to them. That's key to me. I do a lot with the underserved, underprivileged, whether it be loading them out in gear, whether it be, supporting some of their causes. That's going to be huge. I'm on committees in the NCAA for women's basketball.
Nice.
One of the things I'd like to do is bring a mobile mammogram unit for those that underserved, underprivileged could have opportunities to be in the city. So we do a lot of different things. My wife, Josie, does a great job with it. It's just I take what I've learned other places, and I'm trying to bring it here, and it's taken time, whether it be autism awareness for my son, whether it be Special Olympics. There's a lot of good things because there's a lot of good people in Sacramento, so it's easy to connect.
Yeah, that's a you said planning, coach, and I didn't know that you are planning, or that's a good feeling to know also, but also as far as for me, this resource, this outlet, this platform to use as a connection. So like I said, if we can, again, we'll definitely talk offline more, man, using my connection, whatever, because that is something that the city needs, but also the youth need, the children, you know what I'm saying? That's something super, super cool, man. I'm glad to hear about that. What does it mean to you, right, to have the opportunity to overall, though, to really put your feet in the ground and do this? Like, because, sometimes it depends on where you at, who you with, and you've been in enough places where, like, that vibe really ain't it. I can't. Right. What does it mean to you now to be able to kind of implement these things, but also still mentor these young ladies and people around the campus about just your goal, your morals, about how you want them to give back to the city? Yeah,
I've had a chance to coach 47 pros in my career. So I recruit kids that want to have that same vision no matter where we're at and what we're doing, and that's, came to fruition already. But you gotta help them shape as a human, as an individual too, not just on the basketball court. So a big thing why we've been successful in the recruiting side of things is it's not the 4 years or the 3 years you play for us, it's lifelong. I paid plenty of light bills. I bought diapers. I try to let them know that they always have that call, even when they're 30, 40, raising their own kids. Because I want that call when they get married and when they have kids, when they have that job promotion. So we do a lot of that stuff and build them as a whole. I've got an amazing associate head coach, Deidre Brown. Dee Dee does a great job of connecting. Yeah. Got a good staff. And then my chief of staff, Alexis Trinkle. They both have been with me for 2 years. Nice. 3 years, going on 4, like, great people. And they're responsible for laying seeds too. not just me.
Nice. Man, I don't even think this year has been going into my 20th year overall just coaching between junior college and high school. How hard is it to find good assistant coaches?
You can miss on players, can't miss on staff. Got to have people that are aligned with you. I got a high energy level. They got to have people that can bring it every day. Got to have people that can put out the fires. That's the key. That's the key. I've been doing it. This is going to be year number 24 coming up. It's got to continue to keep building, and so you have to have the people that are able to help you build.
Nice. Team activities, right? I got a sense. What do you do to bring the team together, activity-wise, or just foundational-wise? Because again, as you know, if you trust your teammate, you have some type of emotional attachment, somewhat, you care for them, you perform better,
right,
on the court, and you protect off the court. What are some things you do or offer like for your ladies? Like, okay, this is how we're gonna make this thing even tighter.
Well, couple different things. We got our own individual things to do with the team. Alexis does a good job of thinking outside the box. We do a lot during the Christmas time too, and then in the summer time's the key when you're starting to get all the new pieces in. But we'll also attest to, last week we played med ball, beach volleyball with the men's team. Well, we've also had a workout together with them. We did a video together with the soccer team. Involve others, because if all you're doing is talking to your teammates, you're not building the rest of your life at Sac State. You gotta build networks. You gotta build friendships outside your circle when you're in college. Gotcha. And so we do that. We have a lot of international kids on our teams over the years. Learn about them. We have I had a player this last year that just graduated that was like a daughter to me, Fatimata Jaite. She's Muslim, so we worked through and talked through the Ramadan.
Yeah.
So
that's right during hoop season.
Yep, right during hoop season, and I had over the years have experienced that with some of my other players. But let them learn about others, whether it be Benta from the Netherlands or Nat from Canada. Let them learn about it, because the people in the city that we have, Jemiah Fontenberry from Indercom, she takes them home.
Dope.
So they can learn more about what's outside of just campus.
That's nice.
So it's just like that. You want your players to pour into each other.
That's what's up. Coaches, players, whatever, you're always learning stuff like that. What do you do to keep your skills sharp? You said you're high energy, right? But you start to feed into your brain, your knowledge, expand and stay current. And as we know, things change. You've been in the game a long time. Things evolve. Right. Who do you go to, or what sources? Is it somebody you're watching, calling, or like camps or clinics? What do you do?
So I speak every year at the Final Four. I'm actually the conference captain for the new Big West for the women's basketball with the WBCA. I'm part of committees, but I also have my little circle of people, whether it be on the guys' side, because I've been fortunate. Some of the schools have had some really good men's coaches too. I've got people I can reach out to, and whether it be Kevin McGuff at Ohio State. There's a lot of them, but my biggest resource is Nikki Fargas and the Las Vegas Aces, Reagan Peebley and the LA Sparks, people I worked for both of them.
Nice.
Kurt Miller at the Dallas Wings. So I use the WNBA side.
Networking.
Real fortunate to have the Valkyries. They've been phenomenal because Natalie came from the Aces, the Portland Fire over there right now. Like there's a lot of good things going on that you have resources to reach out to. Nice. And a lot of that came from during COVID, I did a lot of Zooms with a lot of high-level European coaches and G League coaches. So, and it's helped me in the recruiting because I got Mo Charlo's daughter. He's the assistant for the G League Lakers. Okay. His daughter's transferring to play for us from Memphis. So
just saw that too.
Them connects are coming.
Yeah. Coach, you go, like I said, energy. I mean, I go too, do multiple things. Even the podcast is a side hustle, but it's like a full-time. What do you do to rejuvenate yourself, though, right? Like to regroup, get a little energy back, build yourself back up so you can keep going at this pace that you are on?
I set my alarm for 5 o'clock every morning to work out. So that's my thing. That's where you flush it and you get it going.
AM morning workout consistently, getting the day started. As you talk about, like, say, hours, right? We talked about, was this something coaching you've always felt a passion to do, knew you were going to do, or something like kind of felt like you fell into, like, oh, I think, opportunity came, or just something you kind of knew early on, like, no, I like this part of the game, or, how did it come about?
I knew I wanted to coach. I grew up, my dad got killed when I was younger. Mom raised me, remarried, and they didn't know anything about sports, so I self-taught me the game. Was a decent player in college, but I knew in order to be under the bright lights and be able to play in the big gyms, I was going to have to really invest and know the game, and took pride in knowing X's and O's, but also recruiting. And I knew that my time would come is if I just kept doing it, because I legitimately started at the bottom with JUCO, making $500 a month, and just built it up. And that's why we've never been afraid in our 11 moves. Me and my wife, she's been with me from the start. To get
11 moves.
To get where we've owned 8 houses, to get where we needed to go.
Yeah, that's dope. Shout out to her for hanging around those.
Always.
It's a sacrifice.
Always.
How many times have you been said no? I know because this
A lot. And I don't count the no's because it's like recruiting. It might take 7 no's to get a yes. The yes is all you think about. But I have been passed up many a times, and that's okay. That's okay because I really don't. I used to take offense to it. Now I just try to put them on the schedule.
Facts. I love that for sure. Let's run it. Where does this part come? Where does that come from, though, Coach? You got a different aura, a different vibe about yourself, like your energy. Is that something that was built in, or somebody, you kind of had it, or somebody you acquired that?
Nope. You have to build your confidence, but if you can't conduct yourself like, you can't fear to fail. You can't fear to fail. I listen to a lot of people podcasts in the morning when I'm working out, reading books, and the good ones, they kind of beat to a different drum. And I've looked at we had a bad first year. We just didn't have quite the talent level we needed. It was a tough schedule. It would have been easy to pack in and go back to the P4 as an assistant, but that ain't me. That's not me. And a lot of it is, I kind of wake up every day. I got 3 kids and a wife, and my wife don't work. We got an autistic son. My daughter's going off to. We don't have really any other family. Like my mom passed last year. Like we don't.
Oh man.
So what I do is, I gotta make it, and when I make it, they're good. So like I have no problem. I have no problem putting myself out there. And it's what we do is we just show up and work.
I hear you.
And if you work, good things happen.
I hear you, Coach. That's real talk, man. Just show up and do the work, man. That can get you there, man. Well, I'm gonna say for myself and D Woods here, man. You got some family here too, Coach. We like the vibe, like what you got going, and supporting. I know people need some support. Also, you talk about the coaches' conferences, man. I think it's so dope to see coaches be able to come together and pull from each other, right? Because people who don't know what this lifestyle is like, besides what they may see on the mainstream, right. How important are those environments, conferences, or meetings to speak to other coaches, get information? Are they for us to make sure we do what we got to do regular and be successful? Just make it.
Well, none of the stuffs are original. We're all taking coach's stuff and we're putting our own twist on it. You got to keep your circle tight, but it's good to expand and talk to people, but you got to keep that inner circle real tight. The good ones, they keep it tight, and that's something I've learned over the years because I used to think I had to go talk to everybody. Now, I'll talk to everybody on my phone. I give my phone number out, and I'll help people, but when it comes down to the intentional conversations, that circle's pretty tight.
Nice. It was just smart, right? Because you keep your priorities straight, stuff together. You just getting off of trip, doing work, recruiting, but also next season's coming, right? What are some goals or things that you want to knock off your list for this up and coming season coming up for the women at Sac State?
Well, we ain't played a season where we've stayed healthy and we've got good talent level coming in, but we've got to stay healthy. I want us to make that I want to play postseason. We need to play postseason. I'm used to playing postseason. That's what we're going to do. We were on the verge of that last year, had the injury. So it's time. It's year 4. We're going in year 4. It's time. Like I've been here long enough. I've laid the roots. Now it's time to, we've watered it. Now it's time to see it, the stuff come up.
We mentioned about your children being, like I said, sports active. As a coach, how difficult is it, or is it not difficult to separate coach from dad at times, or is it kind of we got that relationship, coach and whatever? How do you navigate that space between the children at home and work?
Well, I'm thankful they don't play basketball. So my oldest is going to go off to college in July to play volleyball in Texas.
Shout out to her.
So we work out 6 a.m. every day right now, 6 a.m. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm not doing her workout, but I'm there because she's going to see me put in work. So she's putting it in, and that's why she's taking on that. And then I have a younger one. And then my boy, he's high functional autistic. He's into music.
Okay.
Drums, piano, trumpet.
Yeah.
Like, that's my guy. But,
Yeah.
I don't know enough about music.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm watching him, whether it be at a band concert, whether it be him just beating the
locked
brakes
in.
off the drums, I'm sitting here, I'm like, that's good stuff. I can kind of hear what you're doing there.
Right.
Volleyball with my daughters, man, if the ball hits the floor and they hit it, that means they probably did something good. So, like, I try to keep it simple.
That's dope. Family, very important, right? Especially to unwind. What's the turnaround for you, man? I know, again, it doesn't stop, but say game day on a Friday, right? You may have to play, sometimes play back-to-back, so I'm not sure how much in college is Sunday. How long do you say it thinks you to probably turn that switch to either start on the next game or, like, kind of detach from that one game before you move on? Because everybody's different depending on win, losses, or where you at, or how long was your kind of transition process, man?
It depends win or loss.
Yeah.
The wins, man.
Quick.
The wins, them make you feel good, and it's easier to get up and get back after it. But also the losses, you just you kind of just replay it and try to figure out where it could have been different, what we could have done. So I mean, it all depends, and it depends on how soon the next game is, how important the next game is, where we're at in the season. So just stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely agree for sure. They say we never remember the wins, but the losses though they stick around, right?
Oh yeah.
Going into just overall what you've put in place as far as community, Sac State, but even the players, what are some things that you say you definitely value in the stuff you put in the program? What are a couple of nuggets or gems, like if people were going to see this and say, you know what, I'm thinking about Sac State, but what are some things, some quality, something like that you could be, okay, this is what I'm doing, how we move, this is why you should choose us as your destination?
Right. First of all, we're talking about women's basketball players that want to be pros and want to be developed and stuff. We'll develop you here, but I'll always protect you. Rule number 1 in our program is protect the family. Rule number 2 is be early, because if you're early, you don't have to worry about being on time. And then rule number 3 is don't whine and complain. We don't need to whine or complain. I mean, I get 15 emails a day about kids wanting to come play for us. So they need to be thankful. So what I do is I'm always honest with them. I'm going to invest into them. Some kids at Sac State ain't for them. If you don't want to work, it ain't for you. If you don't want to get after it, it's not. If you don't want to play defense, you don't want to rebound, do some of the dirty stuff, it's not for you. And so them kids weed themselves out. But then on the positive side of that, that's why we got transfers wanting to come, because they want somebody to do that. They're tired of just their coach just telling them one thing and not doing it. So you're gonna get the truth from me.
Yes, that's good. That serves its purpose. The evolution of the women's game. I've been blessed a couple years to cover the women's PBA in the Bay. Shout out to them and for team out there. That's growing, but just women's basketball overall. How have you seen the progression since you've been in the game? Like now, again, W's getting more money, different stuff. Women in college getting their paid as well. That essence of development. How does it make you feel as a coach? One, to see where you started at overall as a coach and early on. Now to see like my players can actually possibly get out of college debt free, do this and that. What does that make you? How does that make you feel about that?
100%. It's just grown so much, and the Angel Reeses and Caitlin Clarks, but people can't forget Ruthie Bolton back in the day. They can't forget about Lisa Leslie and Candace Parker and now Asia Wilson. Yeah. So like there's a lot of people that have helped them, but then there's the other levels that we talked about. And Fatima has been great. Actually, our point guard played in her combine in Phoenix.
This year.
Yeah. And so there's a lot of people behind the scenes too that you see putting in work. I just came from an AAU event.
Yeah.
A lot of great AAU coaches, a lot of great high school coaches that are just pouring into these kids, maybe not getting paid as much, but they're doing it for the love of the game.
Facts. That's definitely and that's the plus, right? I mean, even whatever check, but to keep the main thing, it pays off for you. It's a good feeling, like you said, to have your players come back, be adults or whatever, vice versa, and come back and coach, take you out to eat, let's get a drink. Like that's a win, right? That's a big win, man. That's I think that coaches should lead with that for sure. But everybody got their own agendas. For you personally though, Coach, like what is one or two things? Does give me one thing that you want to focus on this year with your squad outside of health? Like what one thing you want to accomplish with your young ladies this year?
Be able to score the basketball. I want us to, our defense has been one of the top in the league every year, towards the top. our offense has got to get better, and some of that is just limiting our turnovers. So it's going to be a focus, taking care of the basketball. Sometimes you got to shoot it before you turn it over. Sometimes you got to make that extra pass. But the offensive side is going to be it's already been. I've already started putting the package together. But we also recruited to be able to go get a bucket.
And as we know, that's the way the world of here in the States, this game going, buckets, right, points.
Right.
Your style of play, what would you say is like? What can you describe it as? Or if somebody, again, people listening, watching, whoever, like, okay, what they got going over there? What's the gameplay look like?
Fast pace. I want to up by about 2.5 possessions a quarter to get quicker. So that's going to give me an extra 6, 7, 8 possessions a game.
Okay.
As close to 10. That's going to be. We're going to play at a pace, offensively and defensively. I think that's going to be key. So you have to work towards that in your workouts. You got to get them in shape. You got to get them to be able to sustain, but you also have to have a bench that can bring that same energy.
Come off the bench. Okay. You say you start off in the men's basketball side. What has been the shining point, imprint moment for you coaching women now? Because I mean, you stuck with it, even to keep going, but also you stick with it for a purpose. What keeps you in this area right now?
Women's basketball, so I was fortunate to win a national title at Trinity Valley Junior College back in 2013. I think I can go back to when we beat number 2 Texas when I was at TCU. There's a lot of them games, but it's also, since I've been at Sac State, we've won a game in the conference tournament every year since we've been here. Finished in the semifinals for the first time, only 5th time in school history last year. So it's the build. I always say survive first year, okay, compete the second year, contend the third, go get it the fourth. Yeah, it's time to get something. But now we're switching conferences, and so the goal doesn't change.
Okay. As you get ready to switch conferences, like I said, the competition, location is different, a lot of travel. What are a few things that you said, just preparation for yourself and the young ladies as well? What can you tell them to look forward to with this schedule being not so here, now we have to go here? What are some things that you kind of nuggets you got to feed them now? Like, hey, this is going to be a different monster or task we're tasked with, but we're capable to get it done.
Discipline to detail. We're going to face a lot of the teams, mostly in the SoCal, in the Big West. Got a couple teams, Cal Poly and then Utah Valley and some others, but it's just going to be able to compete in California, which is going to be great because I want to keep local talent home. I want to bring SoCal to SAC. I want to continue to bring it. So you got to go win them games. You got to build the brand, and the brand is already being built. We just got to continue. And the best way to attract people is to win basketball games.
True.
So
at any level.
Winning solves a lot of things.
Yeah, at any level. Well, that's definitely – yeah, I can't wait to see what's going on. How do you feel about just like the buzz overall in the basketball programs on the men's and women's side right now? 'Cause like I said offline before, man, it's popping up there, man. I've been to a couple football games, basketball games, from the music as far as people attending, the attendance, the new location, the vibe, the lighting, everything is better right now. How does it make you feel that both of you guys are building these programs to make a new move, new era, new times in Sacramento? Well,
it's just the energy, as you've said, that's what's exciting for people. But I got to give a lot of credit to Mike Bibby. He's came in. Obviously, everybody remembers him from his Kings days, but he's building it his way. He's doing a good job. He's working hard, bringing in the right players, getting the right recruits. But he's also investing into other people within the university. He's accessible. We're together a lot, even outside the workplace.
That's what's up.
And that's been huge for me because he's a professional in the biggest space, but he's a professional in the workplace too. So there's a lot of positive there, but I think it all starts with your leadership too. Luke Wood and Mark Orr.
Yeah.
None of this happens without them, so it's really exciting.
Good people. Coach, I know you had a long day. Get you out of here though, but at the end of every show, I ask my guests, as you know in basketball, triple threat is when you dribble, pass, and shoot. But however, I ask my guests, what's your personal triple threat, right? 3 things. They see Coach A walk through the building or his team walk on the court. 3 things that you can say, this is what stamps, this is who we are, this is how we move, this is how we handle our business in the space you're in, your personal triple threat.
Yep. We're going to work hard, we're going to treat people right, and we're going to serve others. Serving others is is a big thing in the business world, in the basketball world, in the family world, in all world. I've got to be able to walk into a room with people that maybe not look like me, think like me, and be able to connect with them. That's key. And that's recruiting 101 is to be able to walk into any house and be able to connect with them because I truly care about them, because then that's when you know that they're going to play for you.
That's what's up. You heard it here first, man. Coach A's in the building. Shout out to Wiz Media for doing what they do. Again, tap in. Follow everything Sac State. Keep it going, man. Support the men's, women's basketball programs, football, everything on the campus. Shout out to Dr. Woods, Mr. Orr, all those people for even having me, getting some access to stuff, man. I'm definitely trying to be on campus more, giving media, doing interviews, just highlighting our city, our students, our youth athletes, man, our coaches as well. Coach, I appreciate your time. All right, Coach A, Coach JT, 94 Feet with Coach JT. We out. Peace.